Hi, everybody. My name is Coach Brandi and I'm here to talk to you about how not to get bored with your workouts, which is something that we all have experienced at some point or the other. And I feel like I personally have the unique experience, or maybe not so unique experience, of being bored perpetually with workouts, but I still push through and get it done. So I want to share with you. I have 9 tips to get you through your workouts, and that I enjoy, and hopefully you'll enjoy them as well. So before I even get into all of that, I just want to talk a little bit about who I am and what my journey has been in terms of working out, and how I've been sort of introduced into exercise, right? So growing up, I did a lot of dancing, did sports, did a lot of those sorts of things. It was like social sort of workouts and exercises. And so those were the sorts of communities that I was used to being a part of, right? It wasn't until I got to be an adult that I even stepped into a gym, right? And so that's like crazy for a lot of people, especially people who play sports, because I was kind of like dibbling and dabbling in sports. I did a little bit of basketball, did a little bit of like track and some shot put and things like that. But my real claim to fame was dance. And I actually made a career out of dance as I got older. So starting off with traditional West African dance, of course, even before then doing ballet and tap and all of that. But I really like grounded myself in traditional West African dance in my hometown of New Orleans. And then I moved to New York for college, right, and did like absolutely nothing because I was studying writing, and the most exercise that I was getting was walking to and from class, which at NYU, which is where I went, could be like a 20-minute walk sometimes, like speed walking, trying to get to class. So that was like all of the extent of my exercise that I was getting. Never stepped in foot of a gym or anything, right? So fast forward, I'm in my 20s, right? I'm in my 30s now, so whatever. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I'm in my 20s, okay? And at that point, I graduated from college, and I was like, okay, well, let me retake up dance. And so I took up dance again, went to Broadway Dance Center, for anybody who's in New York and knows what that is, and started like a long relationship with them. I was going to classes. Eventually, I took up a work study program there and got hired. So I worked there actually in management over there for a little bit, right? And so I was able to like constantly be around all these people who are all working out, and all, I mean, well, we didn't think it was working out. We just like, oh, we're gonna go take class, we're gonna go dance and all this stuff. But I was like shredding fat like crazy. I was super tiny, super toned, right? All of those things. And I didn't know, what I was doing to make that happen. I just knew that I was taking like maybe 4 to 6 classes on some days a day, and I was going to rehearsals that were like 4 hours rehearsals, sometimes 8-hour rehearsals, 10-hour texts, all those sorts of things like that. And through that, and then I was teaching dance, right? And so it was like back to back to back to back of physical activity. And I was like shredded, all right? So in my late 20s, I moved away to Paris. So I moved from New York. I said, you know what? I don't know if I want to continue in the dance industry. And I moved away to Paris, and I started doing pretty much nothing. From time to time, I would like go to class. I taught a workshop there. I judged a dance competition. I was kind of like, I had friends that were in Paris who were part of the dance industry, and I was still doing stuff, but I wasn't going to the gym, right? At the same time, I had a partner who was suffering from bulimia. Okay. And so I was helping them sort of deal with, or what I thought was deal with their bulimia. And so I would like finish their meals and stuff so they wouldn't have to go and throw up. And so it's all this stuff that I was like wrapping my head around. And long story short, with this new sedentary lifestyle that I had, and with eating the extra meals from my ex-partner, I ended up gaining a whole bunch of weight. Okay, so I gained a whole bunch of weight eventually moved back to the States, moved back to New York first, then LA, then New York, right? And so in New York, I started trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I deal with this weight that I put on? I started going to the gym, okay? Now, here's the part that's going to sound familiar probably to some of you. So I start going to the gym and I'm like, okay, what am I doing here? You know, it's like as many people as there are in the gym, it's not really a social environment unless you're taking group classes. So, and I wasn't a part of a gym at that point that had group classes. So I would be like trying to navigate the equipment. And I'm like, okay, how do I, like, what is this equipment for? What muscle is it tackling? How do I even know where to begin? Like, I just want to lose weight, right? And didn't know anything, had no plan, like nothing, completely set myself up for failure. And then on top of it, I felt like all eyes were on me. I felt like, you know, God forbid I go to the, you know, the free weight section and there's like all of those like big, what I perceived as like big bodybuilders and like heavy lifters and all that stuff, you know, either judging me like, oh, what is she doing here? She's doing that all the way wrong, or checking me out, which made me kind of feel like a gazelle, right, in the forest. And so I was just like, all right, well, this is too much for me. So I canceled my gym membership and I started going back to dance class. But at that point, it became completely unaffordable for me. And so I stopped that as well. Found a gym that had some classes, that had a community of people who held me accountable and was like, Brandi, if you don't come, like, for instance, let's say I missed a week of classes, they'd be like, where were you last week? What's going on? You know, and I would get that from the students. I would get that from the teachers. And I was like, oh, I like this. I like this accountability. I like this community. I like that, you know, I'm making friends and all this stuff. And so now I live in Connecticut, and I have a dance fitness gym where we do classes, but I also am a certified personal trainer, and so I do boot camps. And so I'd like to say that I've sort of found a way to make really, I want to say that there's a formula for making your workout successful, whether or not you're in a group class, or if you're by yourself, you can still make it interesting, because truth be told, you know, our lives depend on our ability to continue to work it out, right? To work out our bodies. Just a year and a half ago, my appendix ruptured and I lost like, I don't know, 50 pounds or something like that in a couple of weeks. It's horrible. I couldn't even pick up my handbag without being tired. I couldn't walk from like one corner of the room to the other without feeling like I was going to pass out. And so for the past year and a half, I've been like, okay, I need to go in the gym. I need to pump. I need to like get stronger, right? I need to do all these things. And so it's been, for somebody who has, like me, you know, attention issues, is like, okay, well, I'm bored with that now. What are we doing? So I have some tips for you, for anybody who wants to know about it. Okay. So the first tip, and I'm going to write this behind me. Your first tip is to get out of the gym. Get out of the gym, all right? Get out of the gym. If you have the opportunity to go somewhere else that's not the gym, like if you have a park or there's some sort of a obstacle course, race, or something, like anything that's outside of the gym and outside of your mundane original routine, get out there. I guarantee you it'll shake things up, and you'll find it a little bit more interesting, and you'll be able to go for longer, right? Tip number 2, so I have 9 of these, so I'm gonna go through them. If you're here and you have any questions, just put them in the comment section. I'll respond. But tip number 1 was get out of the gym. Tip number 2, find a workout buddy. All right? Find yourself a friend, a family member, a loved one, somebody who can work out with you. or somebody who can encourage you, somebody who can text you and say, hey, are you working out today? I'm working out. Let's do this together. Somebody who is like that, like a champion for you in your workouts. You're going to need that. That is a huge indicator for whether or not somebody stays on board with the workout or whether they fall into a pattern of attrition. Okay. So you want to have that workout buddy. That's really important. Next one. Make it social, okay? Make it a social activity, all right? This goes back to if you can find a class, a boot camp or a fitness class. I'm actually going to be starting a boot camp that I'm going to run in West Hartford for people. So if anybody has any information, you're in the West Hartford area and you want to know about like how you can get involved in a boot camp, I got one for you. Or if you want to know how you can get into group classes, I got some for you too. So that is make it social, all right? Invite your friends. Tip number 3. Oh, sorry, we're on tip number 4. Tip number 4, my bad. Try new things. Try new things. So this can be trying a kickboxing class, trying a parkour class, going out and finding a dance class, rock climbing, boxing, whatever. Try something new that's fun. Go and take a sport. Learn a new sport. Do an intramurals. Join, some sort of an adult professional league or amateur league. Find ways, or kickball. Find ways to have fun with it and try new things. It's really important. So next tip is, now this one you can actually do in the gym. If you want, you can do it outside and you don't need anybody else other than yourself. So this one is try interval training. Okay, so training, there we go. Interval training. So interval training is when you're going back and forth between really intense exercise and less intense exercise or breaks, right? So there are different methods of interval training. You can do like a Tabata training is 20 seconds and 10 seconds, right? So you're doing the 20 seconds off or 20 seconds break or 20 seconds of a less intense activity. And then you're sprinting out, and whatever that means, highest intensity as possible for the 10 seconds. And it goes back and forth and back and forth. And so there's variations of this, like I said, there's the 20-10, there's a 40-20. There's different ways that you can do this, but the idea is that you are going really intense for a short period of time, and then you're doing less intense for a longer period of time. We're down to tip number 6. So this is all about the music. Find a good workout mix, okay? So this is workout mix. And I cannot tell you how important this is. When I was teaching kickboxing, I was teaching kickboxing at a gym, and oh my God, it is all about the workouts, because like when you're tired and when you don't want to go any longer, the music is motivational. All right. So we want to get a really good workout mix. And I use the Fit Radio app. I was like trying to find the name. So the Fit Radio app I use, and I love it. There's a free version. I pay for my version just because I also use it for my classes. But the Fit Radio app is amazing. It's really like changed the way that I work out, and it's not the same as like Spotify or Pandora, which is like cutting in and out. I've had better success with Fit Radio, but all your choice. I don't have any relationship with Fit Radio, so I was just saying that's what I use. All right, so it's so important. It's so important to be motivated and continue to be motivated, because the truth of the matter is that most people, if they work out long enough, are going to hit a point where they're going to feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. So, and when you hit that point, this is when your music can be a motivator. Okay. So we've got tip 6 is to Gamify your workout, right? Make it a game. Make it a game. Make it a game. Assign points if you can do a certain amount of reps. If can you beat the amount of reps that you did in your last set? What can you go a little bit longer with those burpees? Can you do a little bit more push-ups? What can you do? And then you give yourself a reward. Like in any game, you play the game and then there's some sort of reward at the end. So if you want to treat yourself to ice cream, some people do that. I'm not a big fan of treating yourself to food rewards, but if you want to say, you know what, if I can do this, then at the end of my session, I'm going to go get a pedicure. I'm going to go treat myself to a massage, something like that. Those are the things that I would say, because if you treat yourself to like an ice cream reward, then you may be eating back the calories that you just burnt off, which might be counterproductive. So that was that tip. Gamify your workout. And then the next one is make it competitive. Right? Make your workouts competitive. Who does not enjoy a good competition, right? Like we live for competition, okay? And so if you can have a game of a workout, invite some friends, it's social, it's competitive, and then you can even, see, like, okay, I like to do stuff like this. I say, all right, well, how about this? We'll do a bet. We'll place a bet. There's a wager. If I can do more reps than you can in a certain given time period, then we all put $5 on the table, or $1, $20, or however much you want to put. If you're gonna go that route, be a heathen like me, then hey, then we get the whole pool, something like that, and make it fun, make it a game, and do it with other people. So that keeps it fresh. And the final tip, which is what a lot of people overlook, and I was guilty of this when I first started working out, is to have a plan. Have a plan, okay? Have a plan when you step your tail into anybody's gym, all right? Anybody's studio, anybody's anything, unless they're already giving you the plan. If you're going on and creating your workout by yourself, have a plan. Even if you go into a class, have a plan, have a goal. If you're in a kickboxing class, okay, how many kicks can I get in during this round? If you're going into a Zumba class, how much flavor can I give? Like what can I do? Have a plan and have a goal with anything that you do. I used to do this when I went into my dance classes. I'd say, okay, well, today I'm going to work on my performance, so it'd be all about the performance, all about the eyes and the face and all of that stuff. You get what you give. Okay, that's the thing. I'm going to say it again. You get what you give. So if you are giving your all in all into a workout and you have a plan, then you're going to see results. Okay. And so again, I am a personal trainer, and I also do virtual coaching sessions, and virtual training sessions. So if you need help with any of this stuff, just drop me a comment. We'll talk about it. I'll try to help you guys, guide you. But those are my 9 tips. So I hope that you have enjoyed this, and I hope that this was helpful for you. If you need to come back to any of these things, this video will be up for a while, and then we're going to take it off and bring it to our Fitpartyme membership site. So if you're not already a Fitpartyme member, then I would encourage you to go to www.fitpartyme.com and become a member, okay, through August 31st. It's only $20, so $19.99 for all the packages actually. So even our all-inclusive one, which gives you an unlimited amount of classes at any of our dance fitness gyms, gives you access to our events that we have all over the nation. We're having one coming up in DC. We've got some stuff coming up in New York. We've got things right here in Hartford, Connecticut, and in Wethersfield, Connecticut. So check us out. I am Brandi K. That is my Instagram. Follow me. All right. It's been a pleasure coaching you today. Until the next time. Peace.